Okay, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name's Angela Bloom Hewett, and my special guest today is Miss Ricia Adair. Welcome, Ricia. We're so happy that you're here. Let me get
I'm
this straight.
excited to be.
Okay, so as people are joining in, we're going to get this party started. And what we are doing today is our drop talk. And what that is we're going to go through the drops. I'm going to share a little bit of my experience and what they do and all the success that I'm having. And then we are going to hear from our special guest, Ricia Adair. So, okay, let me tell you about these drops. And I left them in the house, but I do have some in the office here. Um, uh, the drops, as we call them, skinny drops. I've been with this company now for goodness, it's going on 4 years now. I said yes to this company twice before it was even Partner Co., as did my sister-in-law, Joanne. And it's been quite a ride. It's been quite a journey. This company is like nothing else I've ever seen or ever been a part of. And the drops are just one of 100 products that we do have. All of our products are third-party certified. Why is that special? That makes it no conflict of interest. And hi, Pia. I see you made it safely to Cleveland. Put her on the plane this morning. Anyway, um, yeah, so it's one of 100 products that we do have. This is a brand new company with an old soul. So a bit about us is that we have the highest paying comp plan of its kind in this industry. We make 51 cents up to 51 cents on the dollar. It's up to you to put the work in, but it is there for the taking. We are science backed. We have over 100 medical experts on our team and third party certification to include the cologne list, which is one of my favorites. It is what the Olympics approves. If it's clean enough for the Olympians, it is clean enough for us because they take it very seriously. The other third party certification that we have that's my favorite is the PDR, and that is the physician's desk reference. And why is that so important? It's because it kind of it elevates the bar on the expertise of what we do in our clinical studies and how seriously we do take the products that we sell. If it says it on the box or on the bottle, you can be rest assured that it is what's inside of that bottle that we're selling. Unlike if you go to, I don't know, Walmart, Target, wherever else that there is, you might get what's in there and you might not. The FDA is self-regulating, so it's a very different entity. So PartnerCo goes above and beyond. And this company is so amazing because they decided that they would partner with us. At the beginning, I said yes twice. The first company, we had the products as well. But because we have the best paying comp plan, they decided that they would be more profitable if they took the middleman out of the way. If you can liken it to like a Walmart or an Amazon online kind of a situation. So that wasn't something that John Wadsworth, one of our founders and CEOs, he was distraught about that because he had been with this company for a long time. He's been in multi-level marketing, and his best friend, Darren Zobrist, Wharton graduate, Goldman Sachs, Wall Street kind of guy, financial guy. This was not his thing at all, but they're best friends. And one night they were chatting, and John said, I'm just so distraught at what's happening. Darren said, let's just buy the company. It's wonderful to have a friend that'll just come in and buy your company for you. Well, his backstory is that he didn't feel fulfilled in what he was doing. And he and his family were in Puerto Vallarta for holiday and saw that yellowfin tuna, sushi grade, was selling for 50 cents on the dollar versus $20 a pound stateside. And he said to his people, because when you've got money, you've got people, come down here and see if there's a business opportunity for us. And they did. And sure enough, it was a lucrative business. They found a fish processing plant that was dormant, and but he could only find one fisherman, one lone fisherman to fish for him because they didn't trust the gringo. His words, not mine. And before too long, that one fisherman was able to purchase a pickup truck. Now, you and I might not think that's a big deal, but fishing villages, the fishermen are the poorest of the poor. And once they could see his lifestyle was elevating, there was a trust. So they were able to get a fleet of 1,000. And that business model was so successful that Darren took it to 13 other countries, to include Brazil and Venezuela and Portugal. I love this company so much because it has such a big heart. As he sold it to this little company called Bumblebee Tuna, he implemented that they not leave that country worse or the same, but make it better than what they got into. So what does that mean? Irrigation, running water, better schools. They gave back to the community. So I just love the heart of our founders, and I said yes a second time. So that said, we are in a perfect position right now because this is a brand new company with an old soul, as I said. We've been around since 2023 in February. So imagine if you had been at the beginning of Google or Facebook or Xerox, for some of us that are old enough to know, at the ground level of that, the opportunity for generational wealth. It's also willable, this business, to your family. So whatever it is that you're seeking, be it an extra $500 a month for date night or just to help out, or just gangbusters, a main thing, income, it's all right there. It just depends on the heart and soul of what you want and what your why is. Now, more about these drops. So I started the drops. I did when I was in my early 60s. My doctor kept telling me I had to come off of HRT. That's hormone replacement therapy. So I was on estrogen, progesterone, but I'm now 66. And my doctor was like, Ange, you've got to come off. The risk outweighs the benefit with breast cancer and things, as women know. We're not supposed to be the same hormone balance as we were when we were pubescent or childbearing years, or, but menopause is miserable for many of us. And the alternatives for that are just kind of grin and bear it, or whatever that it is. That said, I started weaning myself off the progesterone estrogen, and it collided in a perfect storm where that summer I won an all expense paid trip with the company, another way we get paid, to Mexico, to Puerto Vallarta. And then I went to the Bahamas, and I went to Vegas to go see Usher and see my best friend Pia. So, of course, like all women, I'm vain. Most of us, you've got a reunion coming up, a wedding that you're going to, or getting married, or whatever that it is. What do? Got to fit into the dress. Got to get your boogie back. Got to get your groove on. So I started the drops because I thought it was just for weight loss. Right at that time, the company started a major campaign educating us on that they were indeed so much more than that. They were never even meant for weight loss. That was an accidental benefit that they found. So I'm just bumping along. 4 months in, I'm down, 25 pounds, 7 inches. Hot flashes are gone. I'm thinking I'm cured because the whole time I'm doing the drops and I'm weaning every other day, every few days, these progesterone, estrogen. And I think, thank you, Jesus, I'm healed. Well, on one of the trips, I forgot the drops. And for those of you who've ever had a hot flash, throw a 1 in the comment if you're still with me here. It felt like that little heat around the back of your neck in the middle of the night. And I was like, oh God, I got to get back on this progesterone, estrogen stuff. And that's when Dr. Strand started talking about the drops and the benefit of the drops, and that they were indeed for insulin resistance metabolic syndrome, which is type 2 diabetes, type 3 diabetes, which we call stateside Alzheimer's or dementia. The rest of the civilized world calls it type 3. They are good for balancing out your hormones, to include your thyroid, to include Hashimoto's, PCOS. Even though we don't make medical claims, I love that we do have the PDR because I can talk to a doctor, which I have, send over the clinical trials because we do our due diligence, send over the ingredients and get them on board so that you're working with the team of your prospective customer or client, and you have a valid, knowledgeable voice in that camp. So it was such a blessing for me that I was able to come off of all of that. Side effect also for me was that I no longer needed my high blood pressure medicine. So, or my Lexapro. Yes, I was depressed. So, when you're balancing out your hormones, it's everything from cortisol levels to stress. That is cortisol around the midsection. So how they work is you take two droppers. The first one goes under the tongue 10 minutes before ingesting. I start first thing in the morning. Before I even have water, before I brush my teeth, before I go tinkle, I just have it right on the side of the bed. 10 minutes after that, you do the second dropper. Second dropper is only twice a day, though, um, not 3 times a day like the first dropper. I'll explain more about that in a second. But what they do is they curb your cravings for sugar and carbs, which sugar in the United States is hidden under 117 labels. So you're getting sugar, even if it's artificial sugar, that's bad. We allow you to have stevia or monk fruit, um, because sugar is the culprit of everything. Sugar in the brain, diabetes, not diabetes, dementia, Alzheimer's, sugar in the blood, sugar in the teeth, cavities. Sugar is not good. So they help with sugar and carb cravings. They help with your detoxification. That's why we tell you to drink half your weight in ounces of water, because it is very important to flush out those toxins. Your body's natural defense will be to hang on to fat and wrap it around vital organs as a defense mechanism. So we're really wanting to flush those toxins out, because the catch-22 is you can't get rid of the visceral fat if you're holding on to those toxins. So they deal with your cravings, they deal with your metabolism, and they deal with detoxification. They do a plethora of goodness for you, to include balancing out your hormones. Now, the second dropper elevates your mood. It gives you a little bit of energy. It's got aptogenic herbs, say that 3 times, to include ashwagandha, um, rhodiola, biotin, rose hips, and methylated B12 vitamins. So many of you have heard of B12 shots. I used to get them with my doctor while I was on a weight loss journey. This is even better than that. The absorption, they go sublingual under the tongue, because it takes 26 seconds for anything on the skin to go into the bloodstream. This is very venous and rich under the tongue, so that's where we put them. So the second dropper I can do 3 times a day. Some people can drink coffee at night. I cannot, but I can do the drops. They do not have stimulants. There's nothing that's going to make you, like in the 80s, you take something and you felt like you were geeked out for half the day, right? They don't do that. Thank God, because that's a horrible feeling. And once you start that, if you've ever had too much coffee, you can't stop it. You're just strapped in and you're riding the wave. These are wonderful because they help with your stress level. Yeah, clean your whole house. If you ever feel like that, come to mine and do that. Pia and I'll be happy to have you. But they deal with your mood and balancing that out. They work synergistically very well together. I cannot say enough about these drops. They are so much more than just for weight loss. I actually had a client who had a thyroidectomy because she had cancer. And I was able to send everything over to her doctor. And within 20 minutes of viewing it, he approved it. He just told her, take your thyroid medicine when you get up in the middle of the night, 4 hours away from the drops. So can't say enough. There is a approved food list there that we have. There's a couple of things you cannot have, but mostly you can have. You're not going to go hungry. We're not counting calories. It's nothing like that. But we want you to steer clear of dairy because it is a hormone inhibitor. Steer clear of sugar. Pork is not listed, but it used to be, and I still advise to steer clear of that if you can, because pigs don't have sweat glands. So they have parasites. They do not release toxins. So I can't say enough, but you have coaching. You've got all of us here or whoever brought you, and we can speak further about that. But I am super excited because I want to bring up Ricia Adair. This woman is a powerhouse. I mean, a powerhouse, um, and a shero and a force to be reckoned with. So I don't know if I should bring up your before and afters, but I do want to also spotlight. Um, Risha started this business and really didn't have the money to start it. Okay, even with the drops. But I'm not going to get into the nuts and bolts of it all. I'm going to let's see. I'm gonna make you a co-host, Risha. I don't know if it matters or not. I'm still new to this, so y'all bear with me. Um, and I'd like to share your before and after picture. This is where I need my bestie here because sometimes I feel like I'm not doing it the right way. But let me see. Okay, bear with me. Bear with me. Lord George.
You got it. Just
Okay.
hit share and then find the picture.
I got it. I got it. Okay. Can you all see? Let me know when you can see the before and
Yes.
after.
Yes.
Okay, Risha, take it away, my lovely. I'm gonna, and I'll take it away after. I just want people to get a grip on, like, look at this transformation. I mean, who doesn't want that? You look amazing.
Who's that fat girl on the left side of this picture, Angie?
I,
And
I,
how'd she
I
get in
wouldn't
your
call her.
computer?
I wouldn't call her fat. I'll call her. She's plump, but
Well,
she's
she didn't have any
beautiful.
mojo in that picture, I'll tell you that.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna take it away, and we're gonna look at you now. Okay.
Angie, I so enjoyed your presentation. You made me smile several times. I love your verbiage. I love your play on words, and I just love this product. So it was such a great pleasure to hear the story behind all of it. I
Thank
learned a lot
you.
from this presentation. Great. I'd love to get the recording. So hi everyone. It's great to meet all your friends. It's a beautiful day in Manzanillo, Mexico. This is where I live. 2 years ago, my husband and I came here to live the dream. And we found that our house that was gorgeous, like it's a villa resort. Actually, we have three villas, two vacation villas and one that we live in, had been unattended for 5 months. So leaving a house unattended anywhere in the world is not a good idea. But if you throw in the tropics, the hurricanes and the summer rains and everything that goes with it, there was so much collateral damage to this property. So you can imagine our excitement when we pulled up in the pouring rain, hey, our dream home, we've moved from Canada. Here we are in Manzanillo, and doorknobs are falling off and the pool is turning green with algae. And oh my God, it was something else. So we bought house rich, cash poor. We ended up with $50,000 in our little nest egg to start our new life in a new country. That is not a lot. When you heard my story there, we went through that in 6 weeks. We had tradesmen coming and going, coming and going. We got broke so fast. We knew nothing about running a hotel business, so we had given everyone friends and family discount, like stupid, stupid prices. And they had all sent their money to us many months prior. That was all spent. So we were going into the season with no money. And we couldn't afford a maid, so I'm sweeping up and down the stairs. I'm sweeping the pool deck. I'm cleaning the villas, and I'm thinking, what have I done? So we were living the dream, but we were so broke. So anxiety set in. I went to the notary saying, "Where's our title? This should have closed by now. I should have title to my property." And she told me that our lawyer sold $23,000, and she closed our file. So there was no money. You have all those closing costs, that property taxes, all those unpaid things that need to be done. So we had to actually go into debt again. We were a house, we thought, okay, we're finally out of debt. Well, we weren't. We had to go into debt so we could get the money to pay our line of credit. And the very next day, I broke out everywhere in shingles. I was just so covered in anxiety and worry and depression and thinking, what have we done? And all this stress is a very nasty, nasty, nasty thing. And throw in a UTI infection that lasted 4 months. My body had no energy to fight it. Then the dog mistook my hand for a ball. So he bit me twice, not once, but twice. That got infected. I was a wreck. I was such a wreck. And we didn't even have $60 to put in the gas tank for the truck. And I'm laughing, but really I'm so close to tears when I tell this story because we were so broke and we're supposed to be retired, right? But retirement is an income. It's not an age. And here we were thinking we were retired, having this resort, hoping that it would sell off the shelf. We were it was so much stress. I can't say enough. And then Joni and Chris Budd called me. Maybe she saw my fat picture on Facebook. I don't know. But they're fellow Canadians living in Costa Rica. And Joni said, you need to know about the drops. So after hearing about the drops and hearing very similar to what you just explained, Angie, my first thought was, I've got to have these drops. I need something because I was such a wreck at this point. The second thought was, you don't have any money. Like, don't even think about it. And the third voice just hit me hard and said, find the money from somewhere. And I don't know to this day where I found the money, but I bought 2 boxes. That's how I started my future with Partner Co. And Joni said, you know, Ricia, you're broke. You got nothing better to do. You paid your Wi-Fi bill this month. So why don't you start posting and telling the world about this great product? So I started to do that. I didn't understand the importance of going to Ultimate, which is our top tape position. So I'm on the pool deck and I'm painting and all that. And Joni phoned me and said, you better get to Ultimate. So I'm scrambling all of a sudden. I started posting. And my courier had arrived the same day of my first post of Kim Gray, a gal we all know who lost 116 pounds. And the second post that afternoon was Michelle, who lost about 25 pounds. And then the third picture of that same day was me holding up a box and the 2 bottles. I hadn't even opened them, Angie. I hadn't even put a drop in my mouth. And I said something stupid like, yay, my skinny drops have arrived. I'm going to lose all this weight. Yay. Something like that, right? And I got 59 comments.
What?
Of which 20 became customers and 6 said, whatever this is, I want to join your team. On day 1. And I went, what the heck? Right? I may be onto something here. So I've been in the industry for 25 years, but I've been out of the industry for a few years as well. So this got me lit because never, ever in my years in this industry have anyone ever come out of the woodwork and said, I want what you got. Never, ever. So I set a goal to make 5 figures by September 1st. It was April 22nd. And I achieved that goal July 15th. And
wow.
What the heck?
That's amazing. That's amazing.
That's some more goals. But I'm going to say this too. When I see something good, Angie, I do it. I'm just going to show you. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on. I'm going to grab my book. I got a little red book here. Okay. That book is full of names. This book is full of names. I don't just post. I know enough to reach out and to make some phone calls and to say to people, you got to know about these drops. Because I had a fear of loss. I thought if I don't hurry up, someone else is going to get a hold of them and I'm going to lose all my network.
And so it happens. It does happen. Mm-hmm.
Nothing worse than being on a Canada Connect or USA Connect call and you see your best friend up there and she's being celebrated as director in somebody else's business. You go, oh my God, why didn't I call her?
Oh yeah, that would be bad.
So I was very proactive in calling people. And I just had this attitude like you know, these drops are amazing. I came into it so heavy and I said, look, in 13 days, I've lost 6 pounds, a whole bunch of inches. And so I had a quick story because that's what happens. As you know, the inflammation goes down, right? And very shortly after that, I was down 34 pounds, but I was quickly posting and phoning and telling people my story back and forth. And so that's how it all started. And before I knew it, I think I hit officer in 4 months. No, senior officer in 4 months.
Wow.
It's all about the team, right? It's all about the people that get excited over your excitement, right? That's what it's all about, right?
Right.
I went to Orlando and I met Darren and John, who you spoke about. And I've met owners and I've met owners.
Yes.
If you know what I mean.
Yes, right? I do.
I've been to conventions where the owners surrounded themselves with CIA agent type bodyguard guys. And I think we're network marketers. We want to hug you. We don't want to hurt you. You know?
Right. Right.
And there's Darren and John, and I'm chatting with John's wife, Amy, for 45 minutes about life in the tribe. We talked about so many things. And I went, these are real. These people are real. The community of people that we have here blew me away. Other companies I saw, there was a division. You're not on my team. I can't talk to you. I can't work with you. I can't train you. Not here. I saw one great, big, amazing, cozy family all celebrating prosperity together. And I went, wow, I found a home. I got
Yep.
really, really excited.
So true. So true.
Yeah. So fast forward, you saw the picture. I went from size 18 to size 8 in 90 days, and it melted off. This is now my 576th day without sugar. So
What?
addicted. I was so, and I know that because I did a call yesterday and I had to calculate. I was addicted to sugar. If you came to my pie at any time, Angie, there'd be 4 kinds, or if you came to my house, there'd be 4 kinds of pie and 6 kinds of ice cream. It was just so addicting, right? It's worse than cocaine, worse than heroin.
Yes,
Sugar
it is.
is a nasty demon. So I let go of the sugar. I had plantar fasciitis. I could hardly walk. I had serious arthritis in my fingers and toes. The drops helped. MOA, another product that we have, really helped for that. I have so much amazing energy. People comment, they think I'm like in my 30s and I just turned 67. Haha, I'm older than you.
Yeah, well, you don't look it. So.
Yeah, you don't either, girl.
Oh, thank
And,
you.
I sleep so well. I don't take one single medication. I just feel so strong and accomplished one serious goal after the other. I want to say this because this is like a little hotel that we run here. We would have lost that part of our lives had we not had Partner Co. We had an earthquake that failed our pool. We had to rebuild the pool. We had the pergola down below that started to rot and started to collapse. That was a $5,000 repair. There's one thing after another that needed to be done to get our villas in proper order. And if it hadn't been for Partner Co., we couldn't have done it.
Wow.
We just had to say, no, sorry, closed for business.
Wow.
So it's been amazing. I want to tell you this, Angie. I host a call twice a week, as you know, right? And you're going to be my guest really soon. I'm so excited about that. And in the last year and a half, I've interviewed 6 people a week. So, a lot, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people,
Wow.
and men and women. And what comes out of people's mouths blows me away because I'm going to meet you at a conference and I'm going to say, hey, Angie, can you be on my call sometime? And I slot you in. It's like a full-time job working for David Letterman.
You actually did that at PXP with me. You did.
So I don't know your story. I don't have time to hear your story because I got to go scramble and find 5 others, right?
Right.
So come on my call. You tell me your stories. I've heard James that no longer trembles from Parkinson's, early onset of Parkinson's. I've heard people that had chronic cough that no longer have the cough. I've heard of people with fibromyalgia that no longer suffer from the pain, Hashimoto's that no longer have to take their medicine.
Mm-hmm.
It's beyond. And again, we don't cure, we don't heal, but what comes out of the live testimonies blows me away. In layman's language, I feel that once you get your body back into balance, then the body operates as a magic machine that God intended it to be.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that.
But we kind of mess things up with sugar, fatigue, stress, and alcohol and drugs or whatever, right? Get back into what God made our body to be and watch the magic start to happen.
Oh my gosh, what an inspiration you are now. Ricia, you've been with Partner Co. how long? And all this has happened. How long?
Oh my God, I've had like 6 amazing holidays, vacations, Punta Cana. I'm going to Maui. It's like pinch me. This is so amazing. So I guess we're looking at about 19 months at this point, not quite 2 years.
Woo, girl.
Maybe 18, something like that. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Honey, you're an inspiration, man. I'm like, good grief. What an inspiration you are. I mean, I knew it from the first time that you only have to, for those of you who have encountered Ricia Adair, she is a force to be reckoned with. I know that's not.
I got to tell you this, Angie. Thank you. I got to tell you this. I spent 3 hours today on the phone with Gasper. Gasper is Nico Tours, Tanzania. Thanks to Partner Co., I'm going on an African safari in January and February, front-headed by Paris. And this is what I'm doing with the $10,000 bonus that PartnerCo paid me.
Awesome. Yeah, you got that. They presented it to you at PXP.
Who can change their lives in 19 months? Everybody can.
I love
Right?
it. I love it so
Everybody
much.
can.
I love it so much. So in your 19 months, now we talk about how it's great, everything's awesome. I know that there are days and you've overcome. I mean, to be here this and be this successful, we get some days. What would you say to the novice or the person who's out there really building? And they have a day where they don't feel encouraged, or they have a day, we're human. We are human. I mean, you looking at what you're saying with the hotel and all of what was happening around you, girl, how did you keep it so together?
Well, the drops helped, right?
Yeah.
I kept my emotions in balance. Um, okay, this is you heard some crazy stuff from the hotel business. If you have a shoe store, you're going to hear crazy stuff. You're going to have shipments that go south on you and staff that doesn't show up and cars that crash through your front window. Any kind of business you have, something's going to be going down. That is just a given, right? I don't care what you're doing. Consulting business, you're going to lose one of your major clients. It doesn't matter. This is life. So if you're having one of those days, Angie, I'd probably say just leave it. Go for a walk, connect with nature, find a park, just go and do some inspirational thinking. And for myself, I'm really lucky. My beach is just down the hill. I just leave it for a moment. And when you come back after an hour with nature, 2 hours with nature, you're just totally, totally refreshed. I pray as well. I ask God for his support, right? Because yeah, I have those days too, right? And just try to focus. It's just so easy nowadays where you have WhatsApp and Telegram and Messenger and Facebook and distraction and this and jump over and there's a squirrel and here's another bunny and there's a squirrel. You
A bunny
you
and a
got,
squirrel.
it's so easy to get lost in technoitis and the whole day flew by, right? Yeah.
Mm.
So we really got to stay. It's a discipline, a huge discipline that I fight with every day, and just stay focused on your task at hand and outline what you're doing that day. It's really important to write down 3 to 5 things. Don't overload with 10, like I sometimes do. 3 to 5, and if you accomplish those, awesome. Then make another list of more, another 3, and just task it. Write stuff in your scribbler. Don't keep it on your phone because if you drop it in the toilet, guess what? You're hooped, right?
Yeah, I'm old school. I write everything down too. I have my planner. Everything goes in here. Like it's not on the phone. I mean, I don't know. I'm just old school, I guess. Um,
You have to be. Yeah. Technology can be your friend, but it can also destroy your future. So you got to be really careful with that.
right, right. So oh my goodness. So is there anything else that you'd like us to know? Uh,
Well, okay. So again, we all know that the no's bring us to the yeses, right?
yes,
You
that
got to
part.
go through the numbers and you got to be prepared to receive the no. I remember when I had a paper route when I was a kid, I was about 8 years old, and they always had contests for new subscribers. So I would knock on the doors. And I know that Mrs. Kelly might say no, but Mrs. Maximowicz next door might say yes, right? And we learn that when we're 7 years old. So you just got to go through the no's because they're not saying no, I hate you, you're ugly or anything. They're just saying no, not right now. I'm distracted. I got stuff going on in my life. And you got to stay with them because sometimes they're so distracted they don't even hear what you're saying,
Right.
right?
That's
So
true.
go through the numbers, keep track. I have tracking sheets, the old-fashioned tracking sheets of the people I talk to every day, because by Friday you won't remember who you talked to on Monday. So it's really
Right.
important. Otherwise, people cracks, right? So you want to be able to write that down, and just keep going the course and know that everybody on this call can have the same element success or more. Everybody. There's no prejudice in this country, in this company, right, Angie?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like I need to start writing make my own spreadsheet of what you just said, everything you just said. I'm so inspired. I'm sorry I put a cough drop in my mouth because I've got this residual thing from a week ago. Um, um, but oh my goodness, we're coming to an end and I don't want to say goodbye. I just think you're such an inspiration and so much energy. I mean, who wouldn't want to be on Ricia's team? Because
we could talk a lot more.
Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So you're definitely a product of the product.
I appreciate it. I want to say this too. I don't know. I don't know if
Angie, you're breaking up.
I take them all. I take everything. I take everything.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
And that's just you got to use the product. You can't go out and market something that you don't have the experience on, right?
This is so true. I mean, what are your favorites other than the drops?
I take them all. I'm going to leave my water bottle right now. Okay, this is what I do. I start my morning. First thing, I mix Moa and Noni Max together in a wine glass.
Oh.
And it's amazing together. So
Moa and did you say Noni Max? Are we breaking up?
Noni Max.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Moa and Noni Max. That's the first thing I do. And then I do the Noni collagen drink.
Wow.
And then I do the Evermore, the new product, our collagen product, the Evermore.
The Everglow.
Everglow. Thank you. Thank you.
I love that. I do that first thing. I do that in the morning yeah.
Yeah. And then I take my drops because I start preparing my shake. So I do the protein shake, right? And then with that, I add the Power Boost and the Beauty Boost. And of course, I add my own thing, my concoction, MCT oil, vanilla, and fruits, and cantaloupe, and berries, and all that stuff to make it wonderful. And then I take all my vitamins. I take every vitamin that's in the book. I take them all. And then in my water bottle throughout the entire day is the new product, the Max 2.0 product with my Elite.
Oh, I know. Joanne loves it like that too. So yeah, I've been doing it that way. It's very good. Yeah.
So I'm a product of the product so much. I take it all.
Right. I love it as well. And I cannot go to sleep without my Renew.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, I sleep so well with that product. Mm-hmm. The Renew is so good for everything, for anti-aging, for sleep, for energy.
For nails and hair and skin and libido. Be careful if you have a man in your life, because if you give him that, he thinks he's younger too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never been with a company that every single product leaves a sensation, a reaction.
Yes.
You notice it, right? And you notice when you don't have it.
Yes, you do.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So if you don't think it's working, go a week without it and just watch what you're missing.
Right. Not even a week. I notice if I don't have my Renew at night, I panic. I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to wake up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't have the collagen. I'm going to turn into, witchy poo or something.
I noticed a comment from Casey. She's a friend of mine out of Victoria, British Columbia. Casey, I started with the drops. And then recently said, get on the MOA. And then I heard Brett West talk about the Noni. So as I started to get the paychecks, those were the first three. And as the paychecks rolled in, you find a way that you order them under your new brand partners. So you're getting that extra 30% kickback sent back to you, right? So just start one by one and add them to your repertoire as you're making more commissions with the company. And if you're not making enough yet, get that red book filled up with your names and start calling your people.
How many people do you shoot for a day, Ricia? Just curious.
Well, right now it's a little different because, you get it to a certain level with your team that you're distracted with a lot of team activities and three-ways and so on. But I'm putting together a big Black Friday campaign. So I'm going to drip on all the brand partners that have been quiet for the last year and a half. And I've got another campaign for my prospects that I've contacted in the past that have not purchased yet. So I'm going to do 2 campaigns for that. And that's where my focus is for the next 10 days. And I heard through the grapevine, an amazing, amazing Black Friday week coming at us. So everyone needs to be on the IPA next Monday, or the officers call on Friday.
Yep.
To find out.
We'll be there.
So I'd start the campaign. I'd be starting something and go to AI or something to ask for a 4-part drip campaign, that you've got health and wellness products, that you want people to get excited about the Black Friday sale. The more specific you are to AI, you can come up with a pretty good drip campaign.
Awesome. And which AI do you like? Is there any
platform? Grok is one, ChatGPT, of course.
Awesome. Well, you've given us a lot. Would you ever come back and do this again with us sometime?
I'd love to. I'd love to. You know what? Better. Let's have a retreat at my resort in Manzanillo.
Oh, I thought you'd never
I was just going to ask for information on that, because I'm all about it.
Hello. Yeah, we need to do a trip down there for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Dr. Pia, I have actually right now my villas are full. I've got one of my brand partners. She came for 2 weeks 2 years ago, and she's here for 5 months because she does. And that's Partner Co. She's a VP with Partner Co. And because of her income with Partner Co., she can live in Mexico for 5 months in one of my villas.
Wow. And you can do this business anywhere. You're a glowing example because you're from Canada, right?
That's right.
Yeah. In Mexico, you're like a international sensation.
Yeah. Exactly. It was such a joy talking to you and your friends. It was so wonderful. Dr. Pia, I want to be in touch with you to have you on my call. We got Joanne as well. Anybody else that wants to be on my call with a great testimonial, please. Love to hear from you.
Absolutely. And we're going to be in touch. And so with all of that, I just have to say thank you to the amazing Ricia Adair, and thank you for everybody who joined us on our little drop talk. It's just us girls in here chatting it up. And we do this every Wednesday. Feel free to come back, bring a friend or 10, and we'd love to have you. Thank you so much. And
great
you all
presentation.
great. Thank you. That means a lot coming from you, rock star.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Ricia.
Thank you.
Thank you. We enjoyed you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye. Hey, sister.
Hey.